when you bring up like won't versus can't or avoidance, but like those are things as counselors we always look for, right? Like why do they always act out during math? Right? Oh, because they are
Why are
really
they in the
behind
clinic
math,
during
right? Or
reading?
whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Are they avoiding the math?
exactly.
Or-
Right. What is the reason behind the behavior, right? So, but I don't know. Yeah, it'd be great. It's definitely a conversation I'd like to start, right? Of like how can we put some substance behind this, you know, for teachers too. And I think, I think like Gina mentioned, a lot of people are interested in it.
I think a lot of time, one more thing, a lot of things in APS, like we'll learn about it and then we'll go teach the teachers. So, because it's kind of hard for teachers to do a variety of trainings out of house. So a lot of times there's someone in the building who's considered like the expert. And so we, you know, what we know we can share with teachers, and that's one way they can get information, but it's nothing terrible.
When this your mindset and this mindset, they start to, you know, be around.
Yeah, yeah. The Carol Dweck's work started in the 80s, and I probably have seen it in the last 5 or 6 years, becoming maybe a little longer, right?
The book that really put her on the map for it was in 2006. So, but yeah, I mean, it's been a while. It's been around a while. Yeah. We're just gaining traction more than last.
I just had a comment, kind of going back to one of your misunderstandings, the last one, number 3. It was funny because it actually happened right before coming tonight. I was taking my youngest to soccer practice, and my older son has an ABA therapist who is riding next to me, and you know, I didn't even think my children were listening. We were having our own little conversation in the front, and I was trying to parallel park, and I said to her, "Oh, I'm the worst at parallel parking." And my first grader in the back seat, who apparently was listening, was like, "That's not true, Mom, don't say that." He's like, "Have you ever hit a car when parallel parking?" And I was like, "No." So, then you're not the worst. And you know, it was like funny because I'm thinking, here I am planning growth mindset and about to go to this, and I haven't even been doing it, modeling it myself.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm doing a better job every day trying to do it with my kids, but I'm not doing it with myself. And even when I'm, you know, like reflecting about things, you know, with my husband, it's like they're listening, they're watching.
Yeah.
And we don't think they are.
Yeah.
So that was kind of eye-opening.
It is really hard to change.
It's really hard.
Change it all.
Yes, yeah,
Be patient.
Talk with that young
that language,
person,
right.
that language, and that young person is now gifted and equipped to help other people recognize.
Thank you.
So you have indeed been
Oh, thank you.
successful.
Working on it. Work in progress.
Gosh, thank you so much. Okay.
Kind of playing off of that is, you know, I've had a challenge sometimes when I try to, you know, tell my kids that like, you know, everybody has their strengths and their weaknesses. Like, you know, one of my sons is really great at drawing, and another son is really great at, you know, science. But I sometimes one or the other will get stuck in like, oh well, I don't have to work hard at science because I'm really good at that. Or, you know, well, that's just not my skill. So, you know, it'll take longer for me, and not getting stuck in this like, well, that's what I want. So. Or do you have any suggestions on, you know, for both the strengths and the weaknesses on how to sort of not get stuck, but also knowing yourself?
Yeah.
I know we talk a lot at my school about like differences and how that's what makes the world interesting, that we're not all the same, that we don't all have the same skill sets and talents. And so that is important to reinforce, right? But I think the yet just comes back. I keep coming back to yet. You're really great at science, and there's so much more you're gonna learn. There's so much more out there. Or you know, you may be great at art and a little bit harder for Johnny, but you know, I feel like we sort of balance each other out sometimes is another way I look at us as human beings. Like, I don't know if that really answered your question, but I immediately thought about yet. You know, you may not be as good at science as your brother. You might not. There's always going to be people better than you and people, you know, not as good as you either. That's another real sort of reality check on people.
I thought I lost there, sorry. I was gonna ask, you could ask them, if science is easy, do you enjoy it? Do you have fun when you do it, right? Like, cause I think that, but sometimes when things are easy, they are fun. Sometimes they're boring when they're fun, right? So you could dig a little bit into like, what does it mean for it to be easy for you? But your other child who said, it takes me a little bit longer, to me, that is a growth mindset, to recognize like, it's gonna take me a little bit longer to do it, but I can still do it, kind of thing, right? But the other might seem like he has a more fixed, you know, this is easy for me kind of thing. I mean, the challenging part about making challenging things exciting, right, is sometimes kids are forced to do things they don't enjoy to do, you know? So if they're not gonna enjoy being challenged in science, maybe there's some extracurricular thing that they really enjoy being challenged at, you know? So make that connection for them. Think about how you feel when you're playing. Maybe they play a sport and they're against a great opponent and push them, so like, how did that feel, you know? Like, that's the feeling of challenge. Or so to maybe connect it to something that is enjoyable, that is also challenging, might be a way to talk about it.
Any other questions or comments? Well, we would like to thank